Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ham Radio Basics Live, Season 4, Episode 15, Ham Radio News and Updates for 2026. Hope everyone is doing well. I see Andy's here, Cooley is here, James is here. Welcome, guys. Hope you guys in KR4 JGD is here as well, too. Thank you guys all for stopping by here on Wednesday afternoon. I've been getting just a great response from my top 10 list, so we're going to kind of continue that. And I wanted to do a variation on one of the ones that I did a little earlier, a few weeks ago, the top 10 HTs under $200. What we're going to do today is we're going to take the best in class for each one of those 10, and I'm going to show that to you. Now, I did something to correct. I've had issues with dropping PowerPoint and StreamYard, so I went ahead. I created my own slide deck using Canva, so that should help out. And also, apologize for being a couple of minutes late here, of course. You know, I wrapping up my work day and everything. So we're going to kind of jump into that. Hey, Gary, hope you guys are, hope you're all doing well here. All right. Let's go ahead and I'll get that sharing here. Okay. Now we should, yeah, see, this works like a champ. I created a slide deck using Canva and not dropping PowerPoint into StreamYard. StreamYard is very problematic with that kind of stuff. So now some of these are the same as on the list, but the purpose of this list is there are 10 different categories here. And what I went ahead and I used ChatGPT to help me out to get the best in class for each one of these categories. Now, the first one is analog, just a straight up analog radio. And you really couldn't get a better one. I mean, the FT-60R, it is, yeah, the one comment says it really well. Bulletproof reliability. This thing lasts forever, and it does. That's why it's been around, what, 15, 20 years? I don't know how long. It's just been absolutely crazy. It has clean audio. It's a lot better than a lot of the less expensive BAOFENGs and Radtels and so forth. Super easy to program manually. It is absolutely easy to do that. And that last statement is true. Buy it once, keep it forever. I've known guys that have bought several of those when the other ones have given up the ghost, and with good reason. This is just a reliable, solid, well-built radio. It's analog, and I like the fact that it's analog because if things go really wonky with the grid and all that stuff, you have something that's analog, and I've been meaning to get this, and this is on my list of things to get this year. This is definitely one of them, the ones that I want to get. So it's definitely going to be in my tool chest coming up here shortly. But yeah, this is by far the best overall analog radio that's out there under $200 without any doubt. Okay. Well, the best digital DMR. Really kind of no competition here. It's really kind of a no-brainer. It's the AnyTone AT-D168UV, affordable dual-band DMR HT with strong audio, good battery life, and solid performance. Why it stands out: full DMR tier 1 and 2 to support, dual-band analog plus digital, good value entry into DMR. I don't know much about digital. I haven't done that. Everything that I've seen that I've tried to learn that, it would give me a absolute positive headache. I mean, just absolutely, without any questions. So, you know, that's why I've kind of steered clear of digital. I've looked at some of the material to try to study that. I mean, it's okay. I would have to probably after I retire, it's probably going to be something I explore because it's going to take some time to get set up. That's what I heard. The getting it set up and getting used to it are the big hurdles. But once you do that, it works, and it works really well. So and it's affordable option. It's $134 out there right now. And this is from all these prices are from all the big ones, and that probably would include Amazon as well too. So I would say if you're looking to get started in digital, this is probably the way to go. AnyTones have had a great track record, proven reliability. If you ask people, they say, yeah, it's something that you can definitely take a look at getting here. So we're going to move on to number 3, the best rugged value analog here. And I have to agree, it's about 170. It's about the same as the FT-60R, but this one's a little bit more rugged. It's IP54 plus mil standard rated. It does have a great speaker with it. And again, it's probably like its little brother, the FT-60R. It's very beginner friendly, very super easy to program. You can't do wrong with that. Says it's under 150, but all the prices I found were right around 170. So just to let you guys know, but yeah, it deserves that 4.8 rating because it does the job. It does it well. And it does have that capability of, you can handle a little on the rough side. It can take some dust, some water, that kind of thing. Obviously not dropping it in water, but it's kind of good. Chris, welcome. Good to see you this afternoon. Thank you for stopping by. It's really good. Really, really, really good. So, and welcome, Pastor BF. Thank you for stopping by as well too. This is a great value if you're looking to get something a little bit more beefed up than the FT-60R, and it does its job. It does it well. I don't have one. The FT-60 is on my list. I may start looking at exploring that as well too. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and move us on here to the next one. Now, the best budget starter, and there's this one is open to an absolute total lot of interpretations. I had this early on, one of the earlier generations, and it cost less at that time. Extremely affordable, entry-level HT with higher power output and tons of accessories. It's dirt cheap, tons of accessories, weaker filtering, and then the spurious emissions concerns with that. It's always and it seems to be with some of these are consistently not good. Some of them are inconsistent. So what I would do would be, if you have the capability of having like a Tiny S8 Ultra to do that spurious emissions yourself, or if you know somebody in a club or something that has that, to test these out. Like I said, this is a very good basic budget radio to get started with. It's a great price. It's an entry-level price. You get a lot of accessories with it. And they did do some power tests on it. They aren't quite as much as BAOFENG claims, but all in all, it does a great job. It really does. And for the bang for the buck that you get is tremendous for this. But again, this is a starting point. And, we all got to start out somewhere with HTs. And this is a good place to start. You've just passed your license. You want to start getting on the air. This is a perfect way of doing it. Now, almost always in every one of these instances here, you want to get a great antenna like a Nagoya, I think a 771 or a Diamond, something, or a Signal 6, something that's going to really has a proven track record and capability, because you don't want to have to fight to talk to people with these radios. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Best simple and compact. And again, this is the Yaesu FT-4XR. It's compact, lightweight, easy to use, and it's a great everyday carry. And again, it's a lot like the 60 and the 65R. It has a real simple user interface, very easy to program, and this is good. I think for me, it's a best simple and compact. I would say, for this category, it probably should have been named best backup radio. And I think this would be a fantastic backup radio for you. It's really a good, solid, everyday radio. It's just a tad under $100. I think that price is still there. And it's clean as far, you don't have to worry about emissions with this. It does a great job. It handles it well. And it has a proven track record. And I know a number of people that have it. It's something that I personally would recommend, even though I don't have it. Best single band performance. Okay, this is the Icom IC-V86. It's 129. Now, this is a VHF only with excellent build quality and loud audio. It's 7-watt output. It has a strong signal, outstanding audio clarity, and it's built like a tank. It is. All these things are absolutely positively true about that. It is a little pricier. It's an Icom, so be prepared for that. But for me, all in all, it does a great job. The only limitation on this one is obviously it's a single band, it's VHF. So you need to be aware of that if you're considering that. But all in all, it does a great job. It's very easy to program. There's no problem with. See, that's what's nice about a lot of these entry-level radios. They're very easy to program, even without chirp, okay, or your computer or a cable. So take that into consideration. And again, here I'll repeat what I just said. You need to get a great antenna with this. It's a great radio. It's a little bit more pricey, but it is a great radio. But you need to get that antenna because it's going to make all the difference in the world on whether or not you're going to reach people out there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Best entry-level digital budget DMR. Okay. Now, yeah, I would agree as far as a budget one is concerned, because this is under $100, and I went out there, and that's true. It is under $100. It's the BAOFENG DM1701 at $74.99. Budget-friendly DMR radio for getting started without spending much. And it really is kind of one of the cheapest ways to get into DMR. I don't think there's a whole lot out there that are less expensive than that. It does have custom firmware support. If you take a look out on YouTube, there's a lot of guides about that. And and the last statement is very true. It's not as polished as AnyTone. If you're having a hard time following AnyTone, which I was, because it takes some time to find that, you're really going to have a hard time with this. I would say, and this is just my personal opinion, I would say if you're really constrained for money, yeah, but I would wait and try to save a little bit more funds and get the AnyTone, because I think you'll have a much better experience. I think it'll be a lot cleaner. I think it'll be easier for you to get on the air, and it will make a big difference as far as that's concerned. So that's something that I would take into consideration with this. But yeah, it is what it is as far as, being under $100. That's a good price. And if you're willing to live with a lot of the known, I don't want to say issues with this, but known concerns, then go for it. I would definitely recommend something like that. I wouldn't have any problem with that. Okay. Best ultra cheap backup. Now, yeah, the UV5R Plus. And I agree. At $20, yeah, it's great as a spare and emergency radio. And the last statement is very true. Not a primary radio for serious use, even with a great antenna. It's not it. It's something to have in your car. If your other HTs for some reason aren't working, you have a backup. Or if you're going out and about and your main HT batteries are dead, or is for some reason it's not working, this is the kind of radio that you want to have. It's very cheap. Like I said, it's only about $20, but that's something that you can consider if you want to have that in your arsenal. Now, one of the things I can suggest here, the UV5R Mini is probably a good radio too. Now, I know that's had a good track record, and it's very popular right now. It's smaller, but I think it's built as well. It's probably a little bit more, maybe about $10, $15 more, but I would probably also consider that as well, because it's programming capabilities. It's easy to program that, and it has a good track record. I know I have it. I know a lot of people that enjoy it. Know a lot of people that have it. So that's something I would definitely consider as far as a backup radio is concerned. Okay. Best high power budget option. Okay. Now, the BAOFENG UV5 RTP 8-watt, $18.99. Okay. Yeah. Higher power version of the UV5R with improved output for longer range. Again, I've seen these tested, and it does not come near that 8 watts. It's maybe can hit 6 sometimes, maybe 7. I'm not exactly sure on that. So that would be something that I would definitely take that with a grain of salt. I know what the claims are regarding this, and I understand that, but there are better options as far as that's concerned. But you know, it's the cost on that. That's there. It's probably about right. It's probably around $20-$25 on Amazon if that's something that you are interested in getting. But you know, I would take a look at some other ones. I would definitely consider that. Now, the best hidden gem alternative, and I really like this one here. This is a real good surprise. Alinco, less common but sold, but solid dual band HT with good performance and build quality. It really is an underrated brand. I mean, I first heard of them with mobile radios, and I didn't know that they made HTs. And then I saw and I did some investigating into them, and they really do build a good product. You know, it does have good audio. It is reliable, and a lot of people just simply forget about that. And you know, I wish this wouldn't have done that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get back there because I'm still talking about this. All right, doesn't do backwards real well. That's what I found out with this. So, okay, best hidden gem. It really has been underlooked by a lot of people. A lot of people aren't as familiar with it because it's not a Yaesu. It's not, you know, it's not a Icom. It's not a Kenwood. It's, you know, or, you know, even a BAOFENG. You know, it's not a common name. But the more you look into Alinco, I think the more you'll be pleased with them and what they have to offer. And I would definitely look at some reviews on YouTube. I mean, they make some great mobile radios with some good, very attractive pricing options. And this is something as good as well too. It's fairly easy to program from what I understand. And it's very solid. And a lot of people have some good reports with this. They really like it. I agree with them. As far as that's concerned. So I'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this right here. You know, I wanted to go ahead and do that follow-up with the top 20 HTs under $200. You can see a lot of these that were on that list weren't on that one because these are kind of like a best in class. And this is what ChatGPT helped me put this together today. And I'm really thankful that ChatGPT is out there because it's helping me. And there are a lot of things that are true. And I mean, you gotta take it with a grain of salt with ChatGPT because, you know, it pulls from reviews out there, and that's what it bases their recommendations on, which are good. But also, you know, you want to hear word of mouth. You want to hear people, actual users' experience with radios like that, and I have, and that's why I've added my 2 cents worth as far as that's concerned, because I think it's important to know some of these little caveats. You know, like the FT-60 and the 65R. I mean, those are just absolutely fantastic radios. I do not know of anybody who has said anything bad about either one of those radios. They just work. Those are radios that will work time and time again. So, but then again, you know, with the BAOFENGs, you know, they can have a spotty history, and a lot of times, you know, may be susceptible to spurious emissions. You don't know, and that's something that you do have to check on. You know, when I did these best in classes. Now, you know, it's going after pure power, and it also, one of the things too, when it comes up with these lists, it tries to balance the features versus the price, and I get it, and I understand that. And that's why I let some of these results out there, because if I'm looking at better radios in those categories, it's probably going to hit over the $200 mark. And my goal was to keep this under $200, to do this best in class under $200, so you can have this information and keep this with you. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day today. Thank you for stopping by on Wednesday afternoon. I really appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. Cooley, Andy, Chris, Alan, Pastor BF. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. As always, guys, it's a great day to make a QSO. 7 3s, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening.